the Cape. It's sprinkling even as we speak, so I'm not going to be getting the little girl unwrapped for the moment. But anyway, I'm just going to go out and check the status of things. I do this every time. Tradition. Oh yeah, looking good on starboard. Yeah, looking good on port, so we're good to go. Now, the cool thing is, I got a call on the way down here from Ryan Mann. He's my friend that has given me so many things and is just, anyway, he's just a friend. And big time into the nautical, into the marine stuff. And he's got a wonderful boat called Avalon that I already showed you in one of my previous videos. And it's in the water, and he's invited me out for a sail. So Wednesday, I'm going to be going, hope you don't mind, little girl. I'm going to be going on the very, very big sister to little bitty little girl here. Anyway, we're good to go. Good morning, guys. About 7 o'clock. I'm going to go out and get the boat uncovered right now. But about 9-ish, as my brother said, about a little after 9, between 9 and 9:30, I guess. I'm going to go on over to his place. He wants me to do some work on his the light in the cabin of his sailboat. He was going to put in, but then it looks like at the last minute the yacht yard down there think they're going to be able to get his what do they call it, Cape Dory motor cruiser, whatever the silly thing is. They're going to be able to get that in the water and be able to do sea trials this week. And I'm all for it. I mean, if this is what he wants to do, God bless him. I hope he enjoys it big time. I didn't mean to call it silly. Anyway, I hope that all works for him. In the meantime, I got some work to get done here, and I'm going to get the boat uncovered and get up in the cabin, maybe do a reset up there. There are some things I've got to get done this trip if we're going to get this boat in the water this summer, and I'll share those with you when we get up there. Okay, so let's get everything caught up on where we're going to be for the day. After I grab some breakfast, I got to get over to my brother's house, as I said, about probably 9:30, and get the light taken out of the head and moved into the V-berth and solder it up and shrink tube it, and anyway, get that all set up. I think probably he's thinking about, well, I'm pretty sure he's thinking about selling Slipaway, his sailboat. It looks like at this point they are going to be able to get his motor cruiser in and do sea trials on it. And if that happens, then he's going to need his mooring in Katuitt Harbor for his motor cruiser. And so he's putting a hold on everything as far as the sailboat is concerned, except getting this one little repair job done. Anyway, so I'm going to get that done. And then we've got one major job that's got to be done on this trip, and that is to take and strip the top of the cabin. We've got to get the hatch covers and the hatch runners taken off, because when I installed them, when I did that, the major job on this in the spring, early spring, it was too cold to be using caulking, and so I put everything back without bedding everything. And so on this trip, the hatch covers are coming off, the runners are coming off, all of it, and the top of the cabin, conservatively, the top of the cabin is all going to have to be repainted because when I took all the caulking off where the runners were, I basically had to just, you know, use a scraper and get all the caulking out of there and sand it down to get a nice smooth surface. And then I did acetone on it. So anyway, all that's going to be completely sanded out and done, and I'm going to only do the cabin top down to the top of the eyebrows. I'm not going to do the cabin sides. They're good and clean as it is. So I get that done. Then the runners go back on, bedded and installed, and you know, and the hatch covers, and we'll be good to go for the water. I'm just not going to put this thing in the water without those runners bedded properly. You don't want water running into the roof, the ceiling, the top of the cabin through those screw holes. So anyway, that's the plan. That's got to be done. There's a couple other things, but that's the biggie for right now. So all right, I think we're good to go. I'm gonna go in and grab some breakfast, and then we'll see how time goes. But I may be just kind of having to grab my folks' car and get on over to my brother's house to do that work up in the V-berth. My wife's got to go get her haircut. Her hairdresser is down here on the Cape that she's been using for the last 30 years or something like that. So she's going to be making a trip out to her hairdresser's place and using our car. So I'm going to use Mom and Dad's. Anyway, hey, God bless. Welcome back to Little Girl, and let's get some work done. It's going to be fun. Okay, so we're aboard my brother's boat, and this is the little problem, baby, right here. This neck is completely shot and non-functional. So what we're going to do, just going to take the unit off from the head wall in here and trade it out, and that one's going to go right there. And that one is going to, well, I'll probably just use the wire nuts and just seal this one off and use this, because he doesn't care about the one in the head, but he does want this one functional up here in the V-berth. So anyway, that's what we're going to be doing, and it's probably going to be the last video I do of this, because my brother does not like me doing videos, but just showing you one of the projects of this trip down on Cape Cod, and that's just a little electrical work, and I've got all the equipment for it, so I'm going to get to work. Well, I got the wires all soldered. Now I'm just waiting for him to get back with a match or something. We're going to go ahead and shrink tube this and put everything up on the wall, and everything should be working. So anyway, got it. Up and running. Well, it's time to take my beautifully refurbished hatch covers and hatch tracks all apart so we can get this cabin top painted and put these hatch tracks back home bedded. So time to get to work. Oh, yeah, that was the last screw. I thought I had a few more screws coming out. Anyway, okay, so this is it. This is, port track is going to be off, and this is empties the cabin top. So anyway, all right, I'm going to have to move this baby or we're going to fall right over. Well, you're not going to be able to see this, but when I painted this cabin top, oh, jeez, well, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I was coming back along the catwalk here, like what I call the catwalk, and I put my palm down in the wet paint, and that just has been bugging me, and it's going to go bye-bye. I'm going to get a nice, fresh, clean coat this time with no palm print. So, got to get to work. This is the last I'm going to videotape this, because I've got a lot of very careful work to do. To get this all cleaned up down to the eyebrow neatly and not mess up the eyebrow. So, got to get to work. Well, she's all stripped down and sanded, but now I've got to tape everything off, because there's some of this I don't want to get any paint on, obviously. And anyway, I got to go get a roll of tape and get that done before I can even begin to paint. Oh, actually, acetone first. All right. Time to do some acetone on this. One of the things you got to be careful of when doing this is don't get acetone anywhere near your cetol, because it basically does a number on it. So we're just being real careful. Let's get every bit of this all cleaned up with some acetone. That way we're ready for some paint. So, all right. I'm going to be real careful down close, so I'm going to shut this off and be particular. Well, with everything sanded in acetone, it's time to stir. This is my Petit Easy Epoxy white, and got to take it slow and easy here. When I bought this down at West Marine, I took it over to get it shaken. They said, no, you can't shake Easy Epoxy, you stir Easy Epoxy. And so, okay, I got it. I guess with this stuff, you get bubbles in it, and that really kind of messes up your consistency when you go to paint. So anyway, I'm just being really careful and slow and boring you guys to death. So I'm going to shut this off, and I'll get back at it, show it when we start doing the cabin top. I am going to do one thing here. I'm going to go ahead and pre-paint, and I'm going to do this in layers, pre-paint all the area underneath where the tracks are going to be laid down and bedded, and so that I get more than one coat here. All the cabin tops are going to get one, maybe two coats, but that area underneath where the tracks are going to be laid down and bedded, that's going to get a little extra. So alrighty, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to do this both port and starboard. We're doing starboard now, and then after that we're going to let everything dry and come back and start probably rolling on for the actual cabin top, the bulk of it, the wider areas. This area here is really important though. The instructions on this say to put it on in thin layers. Well, that's kind of the nature of the beast, so you almost don't have much of a choice. I just freaked out a minute ago. I glanced down from my painting right up here, and I had spatters of white paint all over this wonderful mahogany work that I had done, and I went into panic mode. By the way, if you ever have, you got to do it very quickly in 2 stages. Any varnish work, anything like that, just grab your paint thinner, do an initial, just get it off with a paint thinner, but then spray it immediately with Windex, and that cuts the paint thinner so that the paint thinner doesn't cut into your actual varnish work. Yeah, it works like a charm. Well, I'm leaving everything in kind of a state of upheaval, but my wife and I are going to go walk the beach. It is our anniversary week after all, so we're going to go for a walk, but that paint has taken a wicked long time to dry up there. I'm just hoping that by tomorrow it gets dry enough to where I can sand it out and do a whole thing on the cabin top. Just a little bit distressing, but very humid weather, and I'm afraid this is just what we're going to be dealing with all week. So, all right, hey, we're out of here. Going to go do a walk down on Dowses Beach. Well, guys, it's a wreck out here. I got back from my walk with my wife. Before that, we ate. Sharon and I had to run uptown and get all our Chinese food for the family for the night. And after we did Chinese, like I said, we went for a long walk at Dowses. And so, anyway, but I'm back, and I'm going to get out here in the cockpit and do a massive amount of cleanup. I just left everything on a wreck. And the other thing that's got to be done, see, with the hatch covers gone and the tracks off from here, this is wide open to the trees up here, and I hate those cussed pine trees. And I'm sure that when I get out here in the morning, there's going to be a whole bunch of pine debris. As I said before, if you have a boat, never park under a pine tree. Not a good idea. So, all right, listen, we'll catch you guys in the morning. Well, I got the cockpit all cleaned up and tarp pulled back, washboards in, so at least I will keep the old crappy tree debris out of the cabin for the night. And we'll be out here in the morning, and we'll catch you guys bright and early. Well, guys, here we are Wednesday morning, and this is why there's no way I'm going to be able to paint today. We've got southwest 10 to 20 all day. And right now it's going about 15 out of the southwest. And with all that going on, okay, this is what we're dealing with right here. And those trees shed all over this boat. And if I try to go in here and paint this, and by the way, this is all dry now, I can go ahead and sand this out and go ahead and do the whole flat out on the side of the cabin top with no problem. But I mean, like I said, this is what I'm going to be getting in it. So what I'm going to do, I guess for the next time down here, is to arrange some sort of a tent structure so that I can paint inside without worrying about this crap getting all in the paint. Okay, so I have my tent set up. I've got this with a good tie rope around the top of it over that post, and run down to 2 cinder blocks down here. One of them to hold it out and the other one to hold it back at the right angle. So that is good and tight. And I've already got this all sanded out and Windex to clean it up a little bit over the top of the eyebrow there. And so my next process, I guess, is going to be to go ahead and try to paint the starboard side. And I'm going to have to do this one piece at a time. I'm not going to worry about getting every single bit of this as much as I can. I want to be able to get the starboard side completely done, and then when that's done, we'll move over and do the port. The idea here is to get this all done on both port and starboard, so that I can go ahead and bed the tracks and get my companionway put back together with the hatches and so forth. So, all right, that's so far so good. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, guys. Well, I'm gonna have to break this this video into 2 parts, and with the second part that'll come out next week. But for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and just use this as an opportunity to say thanks for stopping by Restoring Little Girl, but also to let you know that I have everything scheduled. I've already talked to dry dock boat haulers, and I'm going in on the 30th with Little Girl. Going to be launching and up in Prince Cove and finding mooring down in Katuitt. And yeah, we're probably going to be in for a couple of weeks, and we'll see how it all goes. But anyway, I do have a scheduled launch, 8 o'clock in the morning on the 30th, which is a Monday. So anyway, kind of looking forward to it. I want to get down there. I got one more little project to do before we splash her. But you know what? Hey, finally, she's about everything got done that I want to get done, and now we get her in the water. So looking forward to it. We'll catch you guys later. Thanks for stopping by, and episode number 2 will be out next week. Thanks. Bye.